You're watching Rain Knight Gaming.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Rain Knight Gaming. I'm Rain Knight, and it's time for a meta watch. A new type meta watch. We've got some fun decks for you guys today. All of these, except for the last two, are decks that won new type challenges. I asked people to give me their lists when they were commenting on other videos. They dropped into my Discord and let me see their lists, and I'm bringing them to you guys right here. After those, I do have the first and second place winner of the last Eagle's Nest tournament, because I always like to highlight Eagle's Nest. It's a great thing for the community. And stay tuned to the very last one, because it is a spicy meatball. Let's jump right into it. We've got Matt K, and playing a pretty normal looking Wing Zero package. You've started to see a lot more breach in these than you were in the past, so you don't see those death scythes anymore, really. Occasionally you'll get them, but people have gone away from it a bunch, and they go for the heavy blockers. You've got your Zwart, Lipith, and Ale. And then this one actually plays Sword Strike, which I'm a big fan of Sword Strike. I think that's great in this meta because you're going to run into a lot of one-year war, and that can really hurt one-year war. So congratulations to him, playing a good deck and getting good results. Going into our next one, we've got Rickster117. Hey, he took down his new type challenge with a blue wing deck. Love this version. It's really cool. It plays, your normal wing stuff, but adds in a little bit more low end and more aggression, which is kind of cool to see. You've got a much heavier low end all the way your top up to your fours. And then I do love the new heavy arms card. I think that thing is just super, super good, because it lets you know what you're going to get, and it links with almost all your pilots. So really cool. Plays a really low level of bases, only 3 bases. That's kind of interesting. Just going for full aggression mode. And you're starting to see that a little more. I think we started to see it in the Japanese meta, where people would play less and less bases, and I think people over here are starting to take that on as well. Going in, we've got Pink Jedi Guy again. He keeps on winning, and I'm going to keep on putting his decks up here because he builds really, really cool decks. This is Blurpul. Blurpul is a super fun deck. He did a couple interesting things in this one that I'm going to point out to you guys. Obviously, he is going for a little bit more control with the gun cannon, and then he goes with the self-damage Gray's Custom 2, so he can get those pops on himself, which is pretty interesting. He wants to get those extra searches from your Barbatos Forced form. So very, very cool right there. And then another thing that's really interesting, he plays a lot of Grandpa. He plays, of course, the normal standard 4 Grandpa from the structure deck, but then he plays 3 of the GDO1 Grandpa. So very cool about that. And he plays a lot of Iron Will. I'm actually thinking Iron Will is a pretty good card. It really lets you surprise people when they, don't block and you can blow up their base, or they choose to block because they think they can live. That kind of stuff. And you of course, got to have all your searchers. Then we've got Thrain. Thrain is playing a ping white deck. Super cool. You play in all your early and mid game blockers, and then you get into the ridiculous amount of boss monsters with all your pingers and all your rushers and high maneuver, and it's pretty nasty. This thing is gross. I don't like running against it. And you can see it plays a good bit of pilots. You go up to 10 pilots because you've got a lot of things that you want to try and link with. I know a lot of people will put the new one, the 5-1 pilot, on other pingers just to get her ping effect, because she's just an on pair, which is pretty cool. And yeah, this deck is really, really good. I'm glad that I haven't ran into it any of my things, because I don't want to lose to it, because it's probably really frustrating to lose against. But you just count up all the ping damage. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different ways of getting pinged. That's pretty gnarly. Getting into the Eagle's Nest tournament, thank you to all of my subscribers that go on there and tell me that they did well, show me their decks. I love hearing from it, and I love giving you guys a showcase to be able to feature your good deck building. If you guys want to try to get your deck on the next Meta Watch, go over to my Discord, drop it in there, tell me how you did. I love hearing about it. If you guys want to read more about how these decks did, people did put descriptions of what they faced and all that kind of stuff, and that is all in my Discord. Getting into Eagle's Nest now. Winner, we've got David G playing Blurpul, which is, Blurpul's a good card, and a good deck, and you get your all your ping damage. It's a lot of early game. This plays super low to the ground, only getting large with your getting big with your rebate, playing that at 3. But everything else, this is a very aggressive deck. You're trying to just get that damage out there. You're using your fatal strikes to get rid of those early blockers, all that kind of stuff. And you just play 4 8-hole pilots, and you just try to build that momentum to get through. And apparently it works pretty good, because he took down the Eagle's Nest tournament, and that is a big tournament. Now I am going to feature second place because this deck is cool looking. This is blue, red. I don't even know what you call this thing. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys say this thing should be called. It's kind of like a Weenie Rush type style deck, because look at this. You've got 1-1s, 2-2, 2-2, 2-1, 2-1, 2-1, 3-2, 4-3. I mean, these are your big boss monsters right here, and you don't play a lot of them. So this thing is like super fast. I do think that one of these guys does like a token drop, which is even more aggression, which is super cool. I'm really glad this one did well, because I have started to see this at locals occasionally, and it's just really fun to see because it's just crazy deck building. I don't know if you guys have played this deck. Let me know in the comments down below the main style of how you guys like to play it, because I love learning from you guys, and I hope you learn a little bit from me. But that's going to be the end of this video. Thank you again to everybody that submitted their decks. Love getting that from you guys, and I hope to put more out there in the weeks to come. So if you guys like this kind of stuff, let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and go over to the Discord. A lot of fun stuff going on over there. But hey, you know what I always say. You stay ready. You ain't got to get ready. And I'll see you in the next one. See ya.